Let's move on to question number 3, which delves into literary and psychoanalytic theory. Here is the question. The term trace, which refers to the trace of the other, has been borrowed by Jacques Lacan from option 1, Jacques Derrida, option 2, Immanuel Levinas, option 3, Sigmund Freud, option 4, Christopher Norris. As you can see highlighted on the screen, the correct answer is option 2, Immanuel Levinas. Let's break down exactly why this is the correct answer and why the other options are incorrect. This is a very common trap in exams, so pay close attention. The concept of the trace is central to several modern philosophers, but when we specifically talk about the trace of the other, as adopted by the psychoanalyst Jacques Lacan, we must look to the French philosopher Immanuel Levinas. Levinas was primarily a philosopher of ethics. For him, encountering another human being, what he calls the other with a capital O, is a profound event. He argued that we can never fully comprehend or capture the essence of another person. Because they are infinitely different from us, they don't leave a full presence behind. Instead, they leave a trace. Think of the visual on the slide, the footprints in the sand. A footprint isn't the person themselves, but it is the undeniable mark that the person was there. Lacan borrowed this philosophical idea to explain how the subject's unconscious is marked by their relationship to the big other, such as language, society, and the law. Now, let's look at why the other options might trick you. Option 1, Jacques Derrida, is the biggest distractor here. Derrida is incredibly famous for his own concept of the trace in his theory of deconstruction. However, Derrida's trace refers to how meaning in language is always deferred and relies on words that aren't there. While both men use the word trace, the specific phrasing trace of the other and its ethical, relational implications were borrowed by Lacan from Levinas, not Derrida. What about option 3, Sigmund Freud? Freud is the father of psychoanalysis, and he did talk about memory traces, the physical or psychological marks left by past experiences in the brain. But he did not frame it as the philosophical trace of the other that Lacan developed later. Finally, option 4, Christopher Norris,